Welcome everybody, this is your host, Brother Dan Goodwin, for the God's Final Jubilee program on this February, on this November the 14th evening. And outside it is, here in Kentucky, we're actually having some winter weather. Rain mixed with sleet, supposed to be some snow. Wanted to tell you about my schedule before we get into the program tonight, just a little bit. I am going to be in Nashville, Tennessee on the, what is it, the 17th or the 18th? Let me see here what this says. November the 18th, Sunday, November the 18th. I will be in Nashville on the 16th and the 17th, and I have the 18th open, and nobody has asked for it yet. I've got Sunday morning, Sunday night, anything you want. So if you are in the greater Nashville, Tennessee area, give me a shout, and let's set something up. We'll do a PowerPoint presentation. We'll share some interesting prophetic things at your church, prophecy. All right, so we'll be there in your area, Nashville. If anybody's in the Nashville area, and you're a pastor or you have a Bible study or whatever, if you'd like to talk with me about coming to your area, give me a shout. All right, also tonight, November 14th, the second of 4 Prophecy News programs has aired or will be airing the next few days on television, Prophecy News TV. It is also on YouTube. In fact, it is on YouTube right now. It was posted on there sometime early afternoon today. And you can go to YouTube and you can watch it there. Just go to prophecynews.com and look for their YouTube, or go to my Facebook page, God's Final Jubilee Facebook, and I have it posted there. 28 minutes, and we talked about the nuclear clock and the atomic age and the nuclear age and the history of warfare, and very, very exciting program on Prophecy News. So feel free to go there, and I would encourage you, if you like what you see on Prophecy News, if they could use some encouragement, send them a note, post on the YouTube channel underneath, or send them an email, or give them a phone call and just say, hey, we watched Dan Goodwin on your program and we really liked it, or whatever. Or call them and say you didn't like it. I hope you won't do that, but I hope you like it. So good. So that's, we got the Nashville, we got the Prophecy News for you to go check out. By the way, there's several Prophecy News programs. I did, I think, 3 little 7 or 8 minute YouTube clips and 2 full 28-minute TV programs that you can watch now, and there'll be more coming in the next few weeks. So, and it's all about the brand new book, 7 Clocks a Ticking, and we're talking about that. And all right, one other thing before we begin, we're going to be talking about the coming global kingdom. The coming one world global system is coming, and I'm going to show you that it's kind of already here. And we're going to talk about that tonight for just a few minutes. But one more thing I want to share with you. I met several years ago, before Noah Hutchins went to heaven, Noah Hutchins of Southwest Radio Church, which, by the way, keep an eye on that. I'll be coming on Southwest Radio. We recorded a couple programs with them that'll be airing soon. I'm thinking maybe next week. But before Noah Hutchins died, I had the privilege of taking that old saint of God out to eat, and I joke about it because he drove. He was old then, and I thought he was going to kill me in the car, and I drove us back after we ate, and he laughed about it too. But he wasn't worried. He knew where he was going. And but anyway, I sat and had dinner with him, and I asked him some questions, and I was a little surprised. One of the questions I asked him, I said, Brother Noah, of course I asked him about the future of his ministry after he passed on, what was going to become of the ministry there. And he shared his heart with me a little bit about some things. But I also asked him, I said, Brother Noah, how's the ministry supported? Is it mainly the book sales from the radio? And he said, oh no, not at all. And he surprised me a little bit, because this was new to me. He said, Brother Goodwin, the radio station is supported mostly by the love offerings of the listeners. And the people who support the ministry by writing a check every month or send a credit card, whatever. The monthly supporters of the ministry. I was a little surprised at that. I always thought it was the book sales from the programs that did all that. And then, of course, as I began to understand this, I've talked to other ministries. I've talked to Crossing News about their ministry, and their ministry also is mostly listener supported. And it costs thousands of dollars to be on the air. Radio or television, thousands of dollars every month. And lots of expenses. And how they do it is they have people who support them on a monthly basis. And so I thought I would share with my viewers a little something here. And I've got something I'll put on the screen for you there if I can get it to come up. And but I've been sending out with the books. We've got some folks who support us on a monthly basis, and I thought some of you out there might like to know about it. Might like to know about the opportunity. So I got it up on the screen there. I don't know if that's too small, if you can see that or not. But what it says is this: consider partnering with the God's Found Jubilee Ministries. Now I have some folks who support us on a monthly basis. I don't have a lot of folks, but I have some very faithful, some for a couple of years now. Every month they have an automatic credit card shows up in my PayPal account. I mean, just like clockwork every month. Those same people, the money shows up there, and they're supporters of the ministry. They're very important to me, very important to this ministry. And you see, I'm not supported by anybody. I don't get a check from a church. I don't get a salary from anybody. I live off of the ministry. The Bible talks about that. The ox that treadeth out the corn, don't muzzle the ox, and the preacher lives off of the ministry. And so I don't have a salary. I don't have a church that gives me a check every month. I am reliant on book sales, DVD sales, whatever love offerings I get when I go and I speak at a conference or a church, and what the folks who support me on a monthly basis. So I'd like to offer that to you. If you'd like to partner with us, you can do that, and we could sure use you. We've got a lot of needs right now. I need a publicist. If you think, those of you that have read the book, if you think this book's important, like I think it's important, we need to get it out there. Well, how do we get it out there? We've got to get media people to notice us. We've got to get television and radio and blogs and internet people. We've got to get interviews, and we got to get we can get it out there. Not because it's a book, but because of what's in the book, the important end times things that are in the book. And the DVDs that I have and other things. So what I have here, there's 3 ways you could help us today. Number 1, you could be a one-time supporter. You could give a one-time end-of-year donation, tax deductible, a one-time gift, any amount. Just go to the website, godsfoundjubilee.com, and the donate button is right there on the front page. You can't miss it. As soon as the page opens, it's staring right at you. You can donate, just by credit card, you can donate right there. We'll make a one-time donation of any amount. $10,000, $100,000, $5, $10, whatever. So, by the way, any amount would be a blessing from God for us, and we'd appreciate it. Or you can click on the donate button and click the little box to do a monthly donation. What that does is you put your same credit card information in there, just like you would do in a one-time gift. Only you click the little box and it'll do it every month automatically. You won't have to touch it. Every month on that same date, your credit card will be billed for that amount. And that's what several people do. I don't know how many I have, but I have several people. It's an automatic. They don't have to touch it. Automatically every month, their credit card is billed, and they support the ministry that way. Excuse me, still fighting this cold a little bit. It's not as bad as last week, but not quite over it yet. So you can give a one-time donation. You can give an automatic monthly, which we would sure appreciate that. Or if you need to, if you're not a credit card person, you can write a check, and the address is on the website. Basically, it's 80 Huff Lane, Reynolds Station, Kentucky 42368. It's also in my books. If you have any of my books, my address is usually in the book. That would be a blessing if anybody would like to become a supporter of the ministry, a partnership in the ministry. Okay, now let's get into it here. We're going to talk tonight for a few minutes about globalism and the coming one world order, as we call it, the one world globalist system. And I'm going to read you, I have a chapter in the book called Daniel's Ticking Clock. One of the 7 clocks in the book is called Daniel's Ticking Clock. And this is a hidden clock. There is a hidden clock ticking within the book of Daniel that many prophecy teachers do not address. This marking of time refers to the existence of historic and end-time kingdoms or civilizations. They are spoken of clearly in Daniel chapter 2, in Daniel chapter 7, and Revelation 13. By the way, Daniel 2 and Daniel 7 each talk about 4 kingdoms. Those are the same 4 kingdoms. They're just spoken of, in Daniel 2, they're spoken of as a statue with the golden head of gold and the chest of silver and all that, all the way down to the feet. In Daniel 7, God shows Daniel in a dream how God looks at the kingdoms of the world. He looks at them differently than man looks at them. Man looks at the kingdoms of the world as precious and powerful things to be used. God looks at kingdoms of the world as they really are, as wild, untamable beasts or animals. Okay? And Daniel 7. And you see that also in Revelation chapter 13, verses 1 through 4. Shockingly, the components of the final kingdom are already here. The United Nations, European Union, World Council of Churches all boldly exist right now and will combine under Satan's plan for the one world order. Let me say this. Globalism is here now. A one world kingdom would be what leaders would call globalism. We hear this term every day on the news somewhere. It's in the news every day. Globalism. Right? You all heard it, right? Globalism. The term is a household word. Even now, we hear about global markets, global currency, global trade, global unity, and of course, global war. And how about global climate change? What a scam, huh? I posted a news article, by the way, today, if you haven't seen it, on my Facebook page, about a mathematical error that a guy found, proving that they were wrong about the increase in temperatures of the oceans. And of course, it took them a few weeks, and they acknowledged, okay, yeah, we made a mistake. But they're still embracing globalism. It's all a scam, my friend. It's all a scam to get us into the globalist system and to take away all constitutional powers of all the countries of the world and put us all under one supreme leader. One good guy, right? Yeah, he's going to be a good guy, all right. The whole world is linked together through the internet, stock market, and banking. It is not difficult to see that this end-time system appears to be in place and ready to go right now as I speak. The whole world is now ready to embrace globalism. I've got in the book some quotes from people. Many of these people, you'll recognize their names. I'm not going to read these, maybe a couple of them, but Bill Clinton said, back in the year 2000, globalism is the central reality of our time. It is coming and you can't stop it. Bill Clinton said that. He's right, by the way. It is coming, and it's not going to be stopped. I've read the last chapters of the Bible, and globalism is coming, and it's almost here now. Kofi Annan, I've got Barack Obama in here, I've got Bill Gates, I've got Mikhail Gorbachev, I've got David Rockefeller, I've got that Brzezinski fella, I can't say his first name. I've got Alan Greenspan, I've got George W. Bush. Globalism has altered the dynamics in the White House as well as between the White House and the Treasury, George W. Bush. All right, that's the second Bush, the Bush we just had. All right, let me say this, it's all about a kingdom. What is it all about? It's all about a kingdom. Adam was given a kingdom. God said the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. God gave dominion of the world to Adam. Adam, when he sinned, forfeited the kingdom to Satan. Satan's the god of this world. That's why Ephesians 6 tells us to put on the whole armor of God, because the kingdom here is controlled by Satan. During the tribulation period, God is going to take it back by way of opening the 7-seal book, which is the title deed to the planet. He's going to redeem the planet, take it back from Satan, and put Israel back in their rightful place at the same time. It's all about a kingdom. And he's going to come back on the white horse at the end of the tribulation with a book in his right hand, which will be the 7-seal book, the title deed to the planet. Everything is in place. The clock is ticking down. We are almost there. Let me say this. All religions are going to unite. According to Revelation, current events may point to the possibility of the Pope heading up a one-world church. All evidence of this, as evidence of this, please read carefully the article below. And I have below an article from 2014, an article that is shocking, where they describe a meeting with Sharon Peres from Israel, meeting with the Pope, the current Pope right now. Had a meeting with him and made some shocking statements that the Pope was the only person on the planet that could bring together the three world religions: the Muslim religion, the Jewish, and Christianity. Now, when they talk about Christianity, they're mainly talking about Catholicism and its offspring. But there's an article. You need to read that article in the book. It's about 3 pages long here. So powerful article that you need to read and understand where we're at, how close we are to this one world religion. All governments are going to unite. Revelation 6 verse 1 and 2, right after the rapture. The rapture is in Revelation 4 verse 1. Revelation 5 shows what's going on in heaven, the 7-seal book in the right hand of the Father, and who's worthy to open it and to take the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Then you turn the page, Revelation 6, the opening of the first seal by the Lord Jesus Christ himself, who orchestrates the tribulation. And look what it says in Revelation 6, 1 and 2. And I saw when the Lamb had opened one of the seals, I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse. Now don't confuse this white horse with the white horse in Revelation 19. This is the counterfeit Antichrist, the man of sin. He comes on a white horse because he's the counterfeiter. He comes as Christ. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering the conqueror. The Antichrist is a leader currently on the world scene who will be appointed to rule over the nations. The crown will be given to him. They'll beg him to take power. All right, the four world kingdoms from Babylon, Medes and the Persians, Greece, and then Rome. Those 4 kingdoms are all going to come together at the end time. And that 4th kingdom, which is Rome, is going to be re-established. You see, it never really left. We're still under the 4th Roman kingdom. You don't believe that? Our whole judicial system is based upon it. Our whole economic system is based on it. The Roman system of moral values and whatnot. We're under that. And that system, even though we don't have one leader like they did the emperors of Rome, that system is still here and it's going to be revived. We call it the revived Roman Empire. And you read Revelation 13, you read Daniel chapter 2 and Daniel 7, you'll see that final kingdom on the earth during the tribulation is going to be made up of all the attributes of Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. However, something changes in this 4th kingdom, and I want to share that with you today because it's important. This 4th kingdom, there's something a little bit different here. This 4th kingdom there's 3 things about the final kingdom that I need you to know about. Number 1, it's going to be a cashless economic system. And that's going to take place actually in the middle of the tribulation, right there at the end of the 1260th day there, right in the middle. And that's going to be where the cashless, the mark of the beast and all that will take place right at the middle. But the point is, there has to be the ability to have a cashless system if it's going to take place during the end time. Well, we're already there. We're already a cashless system. You say, brother, wait a minute, I've got money in my wallet. I can go down to the store and I can use cash. I understand that. So can I. But you can also use the cashless society, the cashless system, for just about anything in the world you can purchase without cash. The truth is, there's not enough cash. Now let's just look at America, for instance. If everybody tomorrow went to the bank to get their cash, to get their money out in cash, there's not a fraction of that exists in the world. There's not a fraction of the cash that they could pay you in, because it's all a computerized, cashless, digital system now. Okay, so that's here, and that's going to lead to the mark of the beast. There's a second thing, and that's global institutions. There has to be some foundation for a global system. Global institutions are here. NATO. We've got the United Nations right here in New York City. We got the World Bank. We got the International Money Fund. We got the European Union. All these things pointing towards a one world order. We've got NATO police forces around the globe. Every possible situation is in place to usher in the rule of the Antichrist. God has orchestrated a world system perfectly in order for Satan to rule. The clock is ticking. And then lastly, what I shared last week a little bit, diversity. The Bible talks about diversity here. It talks about in Daniel chapter 2, the iron is mixed with miry clay. Notice the word mixed. It says that he shall be divided. There's division. Again, he says iron mixed with miry clay. He says they will mingle themselves with the seed of men. They shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. What is he talking about there? I know there are some that try to insert the Nephilim there, or these half angels and half men. I don't think that's what he's talking about at all. I think he's talking about what we're seeing right now in the world. You go to France and you'll see it. There's diversity. You go to London, you go to England, diversity. It's happening here in America, diversity. Why is America falling? Why are we in such trouble? Because we're a diverse nation now. Now, let me make a statement or two here. By the way, the fourth beast, Daniel 7, says the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. That's proof that the fourth kingdom becomes the fifth kingdom, which is the Antichrist kingdom. After we're taken out, the one world order is instituted. The man of sin, the Antichrist, is crowned. That's the fourth kingdom becoming the fifth kingdom. The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. You see, what's this thing about diversity? Diversity is this thing about different cultures and different languages and different belief systems and different religions, and we are having this shoved down our throat, and we're being taught that this is a good thing, and that diversity brings strength to a nation or a people. That is a lie. That is a lie. You know, back in the 40s and 50s, and when the great immigration movements came from Ireland and all the other countries of the world, immigrants came to this nation. What did they do if they wanted to prosper and make it? They assimilated into society. I'm not saying they had to give up all their cultural distinctiveness and all that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they learned the language. They learned to love our country. They learned to love our flag. They learned to, they became one of us. What's happening today is people are diverse. People are not fitting in. Many people don't even speak English. How do you prosper? How do you fit in with a group of people? What did God do at the Tower of Babel when he wanted to divide people? And he changed their language. What do you think that's going to do in a country that you go to? If you don't learn the language, it's division. And let me read a statement to you. Diversity in language and culture does not strengthen a country or its population. Does not strengthen, it weakens. And I had another statement I was going to read here. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's on the... maybe that was it. Diversity does not strengthen It weakens. I've got that. There's another statement in here somewhere I was going to read to you, but that's all right. So listen, the one world order is here, and it's getting ready to take over. And you and I know we're taken out before this all happens. But we can see it. The clock is ticking. It's 5 minutes to midnight. The one world system is in place. The one world leader is alive somewhere upon the earth, possibly right here in America, ready to take his place in the world, in history, and become the Antichrist. And the one world financial system is here. The one world government, the one world religion, everything's in place. And all that's in the way is you and me, the church. We're going to be taken out of here. You'll listen to the God's Found Jubilee program. You can find us at godsfoundjubilee.com. I hope you'll check out the website. If you don't have the new book yet, I hope you'll check it out. Excuse me. One other thing I forgot to mention. The new book, many of you have asked, the new book is now on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. It's also in paperback in Kindle, or on Amazon paperback. It's also in an ebook if you're a Kindle person. It's already, by the way, it's already in the top 3 or top 5. I think it's been #1 for a while. Already getting great attention over on Amazon. So Amazon Kindle, Amazon paperback, both, or get it on the website godsfoundjubilee.com. It's actually cheaper on my website than it is on Amazon, but a lot of people are Amazon people, and all right. So with that said, I'll let you go, and we'll see you next time.